All right, let's unpack a topic that's quietly reshaping pretty much everything. Artificial intelligence. Now, I know it can sound like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, but the truth is, it's already in your pocket, it's in your living room, it's everywhere. Stick with me, and we're going to get a super clear, simple breakdown of what it is, how it actually works, and, most importantly, why it matters to you. So, just think about your day for a second. When you ask Siri or your Google Assistant for directions, or when Netflix just knows the exact movie you want to watch next, or even when you see news about self-driving cars, what do all those things have in common? They seem totally different, right? But nope. There's this invisible thread, this secret sauce connecting all of them, and that's artificial intelligence. Okay, so what is AI, really? I mean, the term gets thrown around all the time, right? It can get pretty confusing. So let's just cut through all that noise and get to a really simple, clear answer. When you boil it all down, AI is really about one main goal: building computer systems that can do stuff that usually requires a human brain. Things like recognizing a face in a photo, understanding what you're saying, or even making a clever move in a chess game. It's all about trying to simulate the way we humans think, learn, and figure things out. Now, that phrase human-like intelligence, it's a pretty big idea. So to really get a grip on it, let's break it down into four key abilities. You can almost think of them as the superpowers a machine needs to have. This is where it all starts to click, and a machine actually begins to act, well, smart. First up, we've got learning. And honestly, this is the real game changer. See, instead of a programmer having to sit down and write code for every single possible scenario, an AI learns directly from data. It's kind of like if you showed a machine thousands and thousands of cat photos. Eventually, it just figures out what a cat looks like, and it can spot one in a brand new picture all on its own. It's all about finding patterns and just getting better and better over time. Okay, second power. After it learns, an AI needs to be able to reason. This is the problem-solving part of the puzzle. The AI takes all those patterns it learned and then uses logic to decide what to do next. It's all about applying what it knows to make a smart choice. A perfect example is your GPS looking at all the traffic data and figuring out the absolute best route for you to take. That's reasoning in action. Number 3 is perception. An AI has to be able to sense the world around it, right? This is its ability to see using computer vision and hear using speech recognition. It's literally what lets your phone unlock just by looking at your face, or how your smart speaker actually understands when you ask it to play your favorite song. And that brings us to the fourth and final power: decision-making. This is where it all comes together. After all the learning, reasoning, and perceiving, the AI has to actually do something. It takes action. Think about it. A self-driving car doesn't just see a stop sign, it makes the active decision to hit the brakes. That's all four of these powers working in harmony. Okay, so we've got the building blocks, right? The four key powers. Now let's see how they actually show up in the real world. Because I guarantee you, these four powers are the engine behind the tech you use every single day, probably without even thinking about it. For instance, your voice assistant, like Siri or Alexa, that's AI perception, plain and simple. What about your Netflix recommendations? That's an AI that has learned your tastes by analyzing millions of hours of watch data, all to predict your next favorite show. But it goes way beyond just entertainment. AI is in healthcare, helping doctors spot diseases in medical images way earlier. And it's in finance, protecting your bank account by spotting weird transactions that might be fraud. It's pretty amazing. So, the big question is, how does it actually do all this stuff? It sounds incredibly complex, like magic, right? But the secret is that the core process behind most AI is actually a pretty simple concept. Let's pop the hood and look at the engine that makes it all run. It really just boils down to a simple 3-step process. First, the AI just takes in a massive, and I mean massive, amount of data. Step 2, it sifts through all that data, searching for patterns and connections, often tiny little correlations that a human being would just never, ever spot. And then finally, step 3, it uses those patterns to make a prediction or a decision. And that's the basic loop. It works the same whether it's choosing the next song in your playlist or helping to identify a tumor on a medical scan. But, and this is a really important point, there's a huge distinction we have to make here. AI is incredibly powerful at simulating intelligent behavior. But what it's not doing is feeling. There are no emotions, there's no consciousness, no self-awareness, none of that. At the end of the day, what we have is a very, very sophisticated tool that's amazing at finding patterns. It's not a thinking, feeling being. All right, let's pull all of this together. If you only remember one thing from this whole explainer, please make it this next part. This is the big picture. The goal here isn't to create consciousness. It's all about simulating intelligent behavior. And the real magic, the true power of AI, is that it's designed to get better and faster and more accurate at that simulation with every single piece of new data it gets. That's the heart of it right there. And, that really leads to a final, much bigger question. As these systems get more and more capable, the possibilities are just endless. So I want to leave you with this to think about. As AI gets smarter and smarter, what's one task you'd really want it to learn how to do next? Something to chew on.